Welcome back! We are here at the Jedi Academy on Dantooine, having escaped the destruction of Terrace by Lord Malik's fleet. And apparently the Jedi Council here would like to speak with us about something, so let's not keep them waiting any longer.
Ah, so you are the one who rescued Bastila. It is appropriate you are here. We have been discussing your rather special case. I am Jar, a member of the Jedi Council. With me are Master Vrook, Master Vandar, and of course the chronicler of our academy, Master Dorak. Padawan Bastila, I am sure you are already familiar with.
Well, it's nice to meet you guys, but why my special case? And also, this is actually the first thing I was wondering about when I first played the game. Isn't the Jedi Council on Coruscant?
Yes, the High Council of the Jedi Order is on Coruscant, but we are the council in charge of the training facility here on Dantooine.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, what exactly is it that you'd like from me? I'm rather interested and a bit confused.
Bastila tells us you are strong in the Force. We are considering you for Jedi training.
Whoa, slow down there. I mean, I would be honored to do that, but I'm kind of a little bit overwhelmed right now. I just witnessed the destruction of an entire planet, and frankly, I don't know where to go. I don't really know why they're considering me for training, so I really don't know if I'm ready for this right now.
Do not worry. I am confident in your ability to learn.
Master Jar speaks out of turn, perhaps. We need indisputable proof of your strong affinity to the Force before we would even consider accepting you for training.
Proof? Surely the entire council can feel the strength of the Force within this man. And I've already related to you the events that took place on Terrace.
Perhaps it was simple luck.
We both know there is no luck. There is only the Force. We all feel the power in Bastila's companion, though it is wild and untamed. Now that this power has begun to manifest itself, can we safely ignore it?
The Jedi training is long and difficult, even when working with a young and open mind. Teaching a child is hard. How much harder will it be for an adult to learn the ways of the Jedi?
This is something I was wondering about when I first played the game, because having watched the prequels particularly, we know that the Jedi were hesitant to let even Anakin Skywalker, who was only 9 years old at the time, get accepted for Jedi training. And here, we're an adult, and they're considering us for it, so that's rather curious. We must be a very special case indeed. But if they see a lot of potential in us, then I'm willing to go along with this, at least to see how it works out.
Traditionally, the Jedi do not accept adults for training, though there are rare exceptions in the history of our order. But you are a special case.
I agree with Master Dorak. Many of our own pupils are leaving the Jedi Order to follow the Sith teachings. We need recruits to stand against Malak. With Revan dead...
Are you certain Revan is truly dead? What if we undertake to train this one and the Dark Lord should return?
We should discuss this matter more fully in private. Bastila, you and your companion must go. This is a matter for the Council alone.
As you wish, Master Vandar. We shall return to the Ebon Hawk and leave you to your deliberations.
The dark side is strong in this place. I can feel its power. Is this wise? The ancient Jedi sealed this archway. If we pass beyond this door, we can never go back. The Order will surely banish us. Are the secrets of the Star Forge so valuable? Can its power truly be worth the risk?
Well, that was certainly weird.
This morning's getting stranger by the minute. First Bastila comes out looking like she saw a ghost, and now you. Well, Bastila did mention that you should go to the council chambers before she left. It's no doubt urgent, so you shouldn't keep them waiting. No, she didn't. She didn't seem well, as I recall, and for that matter, neither do you. Are you alright?
I had some really strange dreams.
You got it.
And now we can select our party members again, although Bastila is grayed out for this one since she's with the council. And for this part of the game, I'd like to take Mission and Canderous with me. We can level up Mission.
What?
And we can only give her skills at this point, so let's give her our usual round of Demolitions, Awareness, and Security, as well as Computer Use. And we've been granted Sneak Attack 4 as a feat for this level.
What?
Let's talk to Mission, because we haven't really spoken with her since the destruction of Terrace.
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was thinking about Terrace. I still can't believe it's gone. I mean, I grew up there and now it's just gone.
Leaving your home is certainly hard enough, but knowing that you can never go back to the home in which you grew up is a whole different story. And to be honest, I can't really say that I know how I feel, or how to feel about that.
I don't really think there's anything you can say. I just have to find some way to deal with it, I guess. It'll take some time. Look, I'm not saying I can't go on or anything like that. It's just, it's a shock, you know? I mean, I knew the Sith were evil and all, but the reality of it kind of slaps you in the face. But I suppose that's why we need to stop Malik, right? The more time I spend dwelling on Terrace, the more chance some other planet will get wiped out. I guess that's what it comes down to. So don't worry about me. I'll be okay. And if you need my help against Malik or the Sith, I'll be there for you.
Good to know. And she's right, the more time we spend dawdling around and moping about everything, the more time Malik will have to attack everybody. There's a couple of people here with names that we didn't talk to the first time around. Let's see what they've got to say.
Yikukuno noba mulira chikun. Tonghit kun chonching. Ne boboje mata de punage.
Sure.
Chi gratu loda pograshi onion kompa chintono muchuba. Loda nita kun. Ka chikun ita hodonga. Yiking kuno ba mulira chikun.
I'm afraid I don't know who that is. Who Sasha is.
Takom justach miki grabalmogo.
But this is rather curious, because we don't really know a whole lot about the Mandalorians yet, except that Canderous is one. Let's find out more about them and what they're doing here. Okay, well, this is a good point though. Isn't this something that the authorities should handle? Or has he even tried going to the authorities?
Manaman atota! Hakijukrata bola shui tungatong. Jongkung no bunka mulera kunkil. Ka chikun ita hodonga. Yiking kuno ba mulera chikun.
I can certainly understand that with Malik advancing upon the galaxy. The Jedi certainly have a lot in their mind. Is there anything else on Dantooine that he can tell us about though?
Takum justach miki grabalmogo. Kachichu ita bodunga. Tolbabank wale oganda na tolpa da bank wale kandu na gugu chuchut.
Well, we can certainly do that. It'll be nice to get out into the open after being out in the city so long on Terrace. And we'll tell him we'll keep an eye out for this Sasha, and if we find her, then we'll be sure to return her to him.
Takum justach miki.
There's somebody else here, another Twi'lek. Disra, what does he have to say?
Runda di hodonga kun hunkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule. Ka chi kun ita hodonga. Yiking kuno ba.
We came here with Bastila, and to be honest, I'm still trying to figure out what we're doing here.
Tong abog sha umnina. Wonga kumbis king balemuraya. Johnny yon tunjiji.
You know, the second second answer is more like what I would say, but I probably wouldn't say it in that tone. But in all honesty, we all work together, not just me and Bastila, but the two people behind me and some others.
Runda di hotonga kun hunkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tung achuta. Wonga kun bis dulpig.
Thanks. It's always good to see a friendly face around here. Well, let's see what the council would like for us to do now. Perhaps they've reached some conclusion after deliberating yesterday.
Bastila has told us of a most unusual development. She claims you and she have shared a dream. A vision of Malak and Revan in the ancient ruins here on Dantooine.
These ruins have long been known to us, but we believe them to be merely burial mounds. Perhaps they're more than we first suspected, if Revan and Malak found something there.
This is what I'm wondering about right here. How in the world would Bastila know if I was in a dream with her that I had the same dream that she had?
She says she has felt your presence within the dream. The presence she has felt within you ever since...
Master Vandar.
Ever since Taurus. It is not unknown for this to happen between two people strong in the Force. Bastila has described this shared dream to the Council in great detail. We feel it is more than a dream. It is a vision. The Force is acting through you, as it acts through Bastila.
That's rather odd. I'm not sure how to feel about that.
You and Bastila share a powerful connection to the Force, and each other. This is not unheard of. Connections often form between master and student, but rarely does a bond develop so quickly.
Whatever dangers may lie ahead, we cannot ignore the destiny that has brought you and Bastila here to us, together.
Well, if we have some sort of bond together, then I certainly hope that I can help change your attitude in some way.
You and she are linked, as is your fate to hers. Together, you two may be able to stop Darth Malak and the Sith.
But do not let your head be filled with visions of glory and power. Such thoughts are the path to the dark side. The way of the light is long and difficult, as you must learn. Are you ready for such hardship?
I'm not in this for the glory or the power. And to be honest, I'm not really sure that I'm ready for this. I'm assuming that nobody would ever really be ready for such a huge change in lifestyle if the way of the Jedi is this difficult. But if I were to say no, which really isn't an option here, but if I were doing this in real life, and if I said no, then the chances of Malak finding me are also pretty great as well, considering that he would probably be trying to root out anybody who would be against him, and if he were to find me, he would either kill me or probably turn me to the dark side. So this would appear to be my only option here, to capitalize on the gifts with which I've been endowed, and hopefully use them to fight for what's right, and hopefully defeat Malak in the end. And right now I'm willing to do my best, like I said earlier, and we'll see where it goes.
Understand that there is little choice in this matter, for you or us. Across the galaxy, the numbers of our order dwindle. We have sent many Jedi in quest of a way to thwart Malak's advance. Many have not returned. The Sith hunt the Jedi down like animals, ambushing and assassinating our brothers wherever they are found. We fear it is only a matter of time until they discover even this hidden refuge.
Other Jedi have fallen from the light and embraced the dark side, giving their allegiance to the Sith and Malak, their Dark Lord.
Well, let's hope they don't discover this place anytime soon. But that's not a good thing. Other Jedi falling, and if that's the case, I can especially see why they would want to use all the help they can get.
The lure of the dark side is not easy to resist. Malak's power grows as more and more planets fall to his conquering armies.
If Malak is not stopped, the Republic will fall, and the Jedi will be hunted to extinction. The galaxy will enter a time of darkness and tyranny, not seen for 1,000 generations.
The Council has decreed that you and Bastila must investigate the ancient ruins you dreamed of, once the Council deems you ready.
Perhaps there you will find some clue, some explanation of how Revan and Malak were corrupted. And perhaps there you shall find a way to stop them.
It seems like that would be a likely explanation as far as finding out how that they were corrupted, because in the dream, Malak said that that the Jedi would reject them, or something to that extent, if they were to go inside those ruins. So it would appear that at least at the time they found them, they were still part of the Order.
The Force flows through you like no student we have ever seen. But you're willful and headstrong, a dangerous combination.
Before we send you to investigate the ruins, you must be trained in the ways of the Jedi, so that you can resist the darkness within yourself, within all of us. Otherwise, you are doomed to fail.
I can understand why they're saying that, especially since Revan and Malak turned on them, apparently. They want to make sure that we are fully prepared, and if I'm going to become a Jedi, I want to receive all the help I can get, so I'm going to go through with the training. It's going to be a big shift in lifestyle, but I'm ready for this.
We must begin your training at once. You have a destiny upon you that you must be prepared to face. The entire fate of the galaxy is upon you.
No pressure.
I can only hope you will prove up to the task.
The path you have chosen to walk is difficult. Intensive training will prepare you physically for the demands of the Order. Meditation will teach you to channel the power of the Force. To truly understand the way of the Jedi, you must open your mind to knowledge. Seek wisdom in the teachings of the great masters of our Order. A Jedi is never alone. Others in the Order will always stand by you. You and Bastila share a special bond. Do not be afraid to turn to her when you need help in your training. The way of the Jedi is difficult. It requires great discipline. Yet even though you are a mere apprentice, your potential is unlimited, and your progress amazing. In all my years, I have never seen one who has mastered the initial training so quickly. You've done in weeks what many cannot do in years. I am honored to welcome you fully into the Jedi Order. Soon your apprenticeship will end, and you will be granted the title of Padawan, the lowest rank of those within the Jedi Order. Yet first you must prove yourself worthy.
Apparently several weeks have passed, and it looks like our party members are still with us there. Let's find out what we need to do. I'm going to ask him about Revan and Malak, because I'm rather curious about what happened with them. But let's find out what these tests are, and we can go from there.
In the traditions and customs of our Order, as handed down from master to pupil for 1,000 generations, you must successfully complete 3 tests before you earn your place among the Jedi. These tests will see if you have truly mastered the training you have been given, both mental and physical. Upon completing these tests, you will pass from apprentice to Padawan, and join in the ranks of the Jedi. First, I will test your knowledge of the Jedi Code. These tenets must always guide your actions. In everything you do, you must always be conscious of their wisdom. You must prove you have a Jedi's understanding of the Code. Return when you feel you are ready for this challenge.
We will. Let's see what he has to say about Revan and Malak first, though.
Greetings. Few mention those names around here anymore, but I suppose it is just as dangerous to deny they were ever part of the Order. When I was still on Coruscant, Revan and Malak often came to me for additional training. In particular, Revan's hunger to learn seemed insatiable. I should have recognized this as a warning sign. But I perceived the young Padawan's lust for knowledge as simple exuberance and eagerness. Revan was my most promising pupil, one I felt sure would someday become a champion of the Jedi Order.
Sounds like something went wrong, though.
The Jedi Order moved too slowly for Revan and Malak. We were too cautious in their eyes. They always sought to learn far quicker than their masters felt was prudent. It is one thing to understand a lesson, but to truly comprehend it takes a wisdom that only comes with time. Several years ago, when the Mandalorian threat first arose, Revan and Malak were eager to journey to the Outer Rim to defeat the enemy of the Republic. But the Council felt it best if we moved with care and caution. The true threat the Council feared had not yet revealed itself, but Revan would not be dissuaded. Charismatic and powerful, it was inevitable many of the Order would flock to Revan's seemingly noble cause. Malak was the first to join his closest friend. Others soon followed, many of our youngest and brightest, intent on saving the galaxy from the Mandalorian threat.
Well, it sounded like a good idea at the time, but like I said earlier, hindsight is 20/20, and it appears that there were other factors at work here that they weren't even aware of.
They were foolish to disregard the Council's wishes. I do not know what happened to Revan, Malak, and their followers on the farthest reaches of the Outer Rim, but something corrupted them. Their ideals became twisted, their spirits were tainted, and they fell to the dark side. There is a lesson in this, a lesson you would do well to take to heart. The dark side can corrupt even the most noble of Jedi.
A good lesson to learn. But what happened out there, though? Could there be something even worse than Revan and Malak that we'll have to worry about?
You have learned much, yet there is much more for you to still understand. The way of the Jedi must be entered into with a clear and focused mind. When you feel that you are ready to continue your training, know that you can find me here.
Alright, let's talk to the others and see if we can find out more about this Jedi code. I'll start with Vrook.
I see you insist on wandering the halls of our enclave when you should be busy studying your lessons.
Hey, Jar said that I was doing really well. Let's see if he knows some stuff.
I suppose such desires are inevitable, though I fear you may seek knowledge for which you are not prepared. Yet I will do my best to guide your quest.
What does he know about Bastila?
Bastila, the young Jedi, holds great promise and great danger. She can do much for both the Republic and the Council. Without her skill in battle meditation, the Sith Armada would have conquered the galaxy long ago. But despite her command of the Force, Bastila is still young. She is a Jedi, but she has not attained the rank of Master. The Council would do well to remember this before we lay the fate of the galaxy on her slender shoulders. You would do well to focus more closely on your lessons. The Force is strong with you, but you need training and guidance in the ways of the Jedi, lest you suffer a fate similar to that of Revan.
Yeah, we understand. There were other things we could ask him. Let's see here. Yeah, I want to know. I want to know more about why he doesn't seem to like us very much.
If you find me overly critical, perhaps it is because you do not fully understand what is at stake. For 15,000 years, the Republic has brought peace and stability to the galaxy. Now, the Republic may be destroyed because we, the Jedi, have failed them. Revan and Malak were paragons of the ideals the Order seeks to uphold. Yet they succumbed to the temptations of the dark side. When Revan fell, Malak took up the mantle of Dark Lord of the Sith. Should Malak be stopped, what is to stop another Jedi from taking his place? This is the burden we Masters must carry. Only through strict training and relentless lessons can we prevent the Dark Master from being reborn. That is why the Order can brook no failure in our apprentices and pupils. That is why I can accept nothing but perfection from you. You would do well to focus.
Okay. Not sure I necessarily agree with that approach, particularly since expecting nothing of perfection can also breed contempt from the people you're training as well. But I can understand where he's coming from, though. Let's talk to Vandar. I think I'll ask him about the Jedi Code.
Good evening, apprentice. I trust your training goes well.
If we say this, he'll just give us another message of encouragement, sort of like what Rook said, except a bit nicer. But let's ask him about the Jedi Code.
All Jedi must know the code. Its tenets are the fundamental teachings of our order. Think and meditate on these truths, apprentice. There is no emotion. There is peace. There is no ignorance. There is knowledge. There is no passion. There is serenity. There is no chaos. There is harmony. There is no death. There is the Force. I have faith that you will achieve the rank of Padawan soon. Master Jar is most impressed with your progress. May the Force be with you, apprentice.
Okay, that's not too hard to remember. One thing that does baffle me, though, and keep in mind that the Jedi Code was written before even the prequels came out, if I'm not mistaken, is that in, I believe, at least episodes 1 and 3, I'm not sure about 2, but at least in 1 and 3, there was a number of things that were mentioned that were supposedly against the Jedi Code. And to be honest, I don't really understand how in the world that's the case. I mean, think about it. Training Anakin Skywalker is apparently against the Jedi Code. Spying on Chancellor Palpatine is apparently against the Jedi Code. How in the world that's the case, I have no clue. But perhaps that's just yet another snafu from George Lucas. We can also ask him about Bastila and whatnot, but we've already asked Rook about that. We've already talked to Vandar about the code, and for Dorak, since he's a chronicler, I'd like to tell him, or I'd like to ask him more about some Jedi history.
Greetings, young apprentice. Have you come seeking knowledge of the past? Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it, or so they say. As a chronicler of the Academy here on Dantooine, I feel it is my duty to share the history of our order with the newly initiated. Unfortunately, our recent history is one of tragedy and bloodshed. The Mandalorian Wars, the fall of Revan and Malak, the rise of the Sith. There are important lessons to be learned from these events, if we do not wish to repeat the mistakes of our past.
I'm curious to know a few more details about what has happened. Let's see if he can tell us more about the history of the Jedi.
Of course, I could not tell you the entire history of our order. The Jedi have existed for thousands upon thousands of years. We are as old as the Republic itself. Instead, I will begin 40 years ago with the War of Exar Kun. Like Malak and Revan, Exar Kun was a Jedi who fell to the dark side and led an army against the Jedi and the Republic. Exar Kun was defeated, but the war left both the Republic and our own order severely weakened. For 20 years we struggled to rebuild, trying to erase the scars of the terrible conflict.
I can kind of see where this is going.
All things in time. You shall learn that history is an intricate weaving of many events. No one thing can be understood without the proper context. 20 years ago, the Mandalorians, aware that the Republic was in a weakened state, began conquering small worlds on the Outer Rim. They were careful to choose only planets outside the Republic's jurisdiction. After much debate, the Senate chose not to intervene. As long as the Mandalorians avoided planets that were members of the Republic itself, there would be no retaliation.
I can kind of see why the Senate chose to do that, since the planets were outside their jurisdiction. But it could be argued that if they didn't take any action, then the consequences and the repercussions that they would have to face would be even greater, which sounds like what happened in the end.
The Mandalorians stockpiled resources from their conquered worlds, preparing for a massive assault. 7 years ago, they launched a simultaneous attack in 3 separate sectors of Republic space. The Senate had no choice but to retaliate with the entire Republic fleet. The Mandalorian Wars had begun. The Republic petitioned the Jedi Council for aid, but there were many factors to consider before we allowed ourselves to be drawn into another conflict, so soon after the war with Exar Kun. While the Jedi Council preached patience, there were many among our order who were eager for us to join the battle. 2 young knights in particular demanded immediate action. Revan and Malak. They rallied many of the Jedi to their cause, and against the wishes of their masters, joined the Republic fleet battling the Mandalorians. Revan was a brilliant military leader, and the Republic fleet began to win victory after victory. 4 years ago, the Mandalorians surrendered unconditionally.
Well, like I said earlier, it sounds like the campaign against the Mandalorians was a success, but something must have happened afterwards, and we don't know what that is.
Revan and Malak were heroes, the great saviors of the Republic. A third of the Republic fleet was under their direct command. And then something happened. Instead of returning after the war's end, the ships under Revan's command went deep into unexplored space. They claimed to be searching for the last remnants of the Mandalorian fleet. All contact was lost. For many months, it was assumed some great disaster had befallen the entire fleet. Everyone thought they were dead. There were unsubstantiated rumors of Revan and Malak being seen on a number of different planets during these months, scattered sightings that were never confirmed. Perhaps they simply went far beyond the edges of Republic space. Maybe they found previously undiscovered hyperspace routes to the ends of the galaxy. Nobody knows for certain. 3 years ago, Revan and Malak returned at the head of a massive invasion fleet. Revan had assumed the title of Sith Lord. The hero had become a conqueror.
Well, we know something had happened, and whatever this something was, it allowed them to get all these ships for the Sith fleet.
Some of the ships in the Sith fleet are those that were under Revan's command during the Mandalorian Wars, but many more are of an alien design we've never seen before. The source of this massive fleet is one of the many things about the Sith we cannot explain. It seems impossible to have created it in such a short time, yet we cannot deny its existence. The source of the Sith soldiers is unfortunately much easier to understand. Initially, the bulk of the force were former Republic soldiers who had served under Revan. With each conquest, thousands more flocked to join the invaders, swelling their numbers. Even many of our own order have betrayed us, lured by Sith promises of riches and power.
Well, Jar did mention that the Jedi had felt during the Mandalorian Wars that the true threat had not been revealed. So perhaps what Revan and Malak found might have something to do with that.
For 2 years, the Sith were all but invincible. Fortunately, Bastila and her battle meditation allowed the Republic to win a few key victories and kept the Sith from total triumph. In desperation, we set a trap for the Dark Lord. Bastila was with the strike team that tried to capture Revan, as you probably know. She was there at Revan's end. That was nearly a year ago, but things have not improved. Malak has stepped in and assumed the mantle of Dark Lord for himself, though he's far from Revan's equal in strategy or tactics. Still, his fleet continues to grow in both ships and soldiers. If we do not find some way to stop the Sith soon, Malak will overwhelm us with sheer numbers.
So what can we learn from Revan's history? Jar told us that even the most noble of Jedi can fall to the dark side.
Revan's tale shows us how even the greatest of Jedi can fall to the dark side. You must always be on guard against the evil that dwells within you. Think hard upon this lesson.
We already are.
May the Force be with you.
Alright, we can ask all three of them various questions, but I wanted to spread them out amongst the various council members. If you ask them the same question, they'll give you similar answers, and I didn't really want to do that, except for the story of Malak and Revan. Because I thought it was interesting to hear at least two different takes on that. So, it's time to go ahead and recite the Jedi Code to Jar, but we'll do that in the next video.